Good morning, cinnamon buns. Whew, I am up before the rest of the house is up. But I know once the sound of my voice goes echoing through the house, although I'm not loud. I already know. Little man is gonna be up and he's gonna be loud. He wakes up loud. He just does. I got up and immediately took a shower because yesterday my hair is sopping wet. Yesterday I had to take my niece home. I believe I have rubber bands. I think I had to take my niece home back to college. She has been here, I want to say 3 weeks now. And extra large one. I have extra thick hair. It is absolutely unmanageable when it's wet. I really don't like the feel of it. So, happy Monday morning. I don't know if I'm happy that my hair is long enough to go in a ponytail or if I'm ready to cut it because it's getting on my nerves because it's on my neck constantly. I don't know. Now, I'm one of those people that have had my hair long my entire life against my will. So, my mom refused to cut our hair. I want to say till the 3rd grade. She just let my hair grow, and my hair was long enough that I could sit on it in the 3rd grade. And yeah, I've never been a fan of that. And she would put my hair in these buns, and she would crochet these bun covers that I hated back then, which is so funny. Because now I'm like, oh, but a bun cover would be so cute. Like a furry bun cover, right? Let's bring back the bun covers, okay? I don't remember. I want to say it was a circle, but I don't think she knew how to crochet circles. So I'm guessing it was probably a square. And then she laced a piece of yarn through it, put it over my bun, and pull. You know what? While we're sitting here, we got scrap yarn, right? Let's see what we can do. Do I want to make a furry bun cover? I kind of do. Let's make a furry bun cover. So today's Monday. And I don't generally crochet on Mondays. I'm trying to remember what size hook I used with this fuzzy yarn. I know it was a big one. I want to say it was an 8mm or a 7. Let's go with the 8. We're going to have to use regular yarn though, because this does not make a good tie. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm making a circle. If you know how to crochet in the round, that's all I'm doing. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to do double crochets. I'm going to do 12 double crochets in a magic loop. 2, 3, 4. And yes, I could take you down to the table, but you're not going to see anything anyway because this yarn is real furry, so you're not going to actually see the stitches. That was 6, by the way, I think. Does anybody else have the ability to talk and count at the same time? One of my superpowers is I can visualize the number in my head. Sometimes I lose track of the numbers. I visualize the number as it's going by while I'm talking. That was 11. 12. You can count those and see if I'm correct. That's what we have, a little circle on the slip stitch. I've only made one thing this week, and this is going to be the second thing that I have made. Yeah, I feel like a bigger hook probably would have been better. Now we're going to put 2 double crochets in every stitch all the way around. And I'm not counting these, I'm just doing it by feel because it's really hard to see your stitches with the lollipop yarn from Rosetti, which I got from Premier Yarns. So you just go along and you feel where the gap is. I was totally not planning this. I was just going to come and show you the blanket I made, which we will still do. So on Monday, I come on and we do a life update. And we talk about what has been going on in my life for the past 7 days. And I show you what I have made in the past 7 days. My package from Joann's just popped up on my phone and said it will be here. It's coming from FedEx. Now, we can talk about that. I placed 2 orders from Joann's after I showed you the yarn that I purchased from Joann's last week. Because a couple of you was like, did you hear Joann's is actually going bankrupt if they don't sell? Now, I'm not spreading rumors. This is what comments said. I have not researched this. I have not looked anything up. Comments, several comments said Joann's is going out of business, and if they don't sell off the business by March, Joann's will be no more. That caused me to panic buy. But also, the new yarns they have out are just, I mean, you can see some of them. My big light's not on, so you probably can't see those. I ordered some more of this and some more of that. I definitely ordered some more of the jelly beans. The jelly beans are the ones that I told you they had the rainbow in white and they had the neon in white. So I ordered some jelly bean. I ordered some more of the Vortex, which I think is this cake. Ooh. I got the shakes a little bit this morning. All right, so that's what we have this far. That's not going to fit over my bun, so we're going to do another row. And for this row, we're going to do 2 double crochet in the first stitch. And in the next stitch, we're going to do 1 double crochet. And in the next stitch, we're going to do 2 double crochet. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Till we get to the beginning of the row. So I have 2 orders coming from Joann's. And a lot of you started calling it Joann's because a little bad. Let's face it, Joann's is more fun to say than Joanne, okay? I don't know who Joanne is, but like, that girl sounds boring, okay? Joanne sounds so much better. She is the fun life of the party. She's bringing us all the new fancy yarns. Like, we're having crochet and listening to our favorite music and rocking out. So I did that this week. And then I am actually recording this on Saturday, and the last you guys heard, I was supposed to be taking my niece home today, but there was snow in the mountains in the forecast. And I have to drive over the mountains and through the woods, literally, to get to her, to take her to college. And one of the things about my niece is she hates, like, she believes that she's autistic. She has not been tested. She has very specific autistic traits, though. One of which, if you change the schedule or you last minute call an audible and change it up, she panics and she goes into straight anxiety. She was already having real bad anxiety about going back to school because her life is about to change dramatically. She's in her last semester of teaching college. She's not teaching college. She's in college for teaching. She's in her last semester, which means she's doing student teaching full time, and that's it. And then she gets her degree, and then she can get a teaching job. But she's already done teaching jobs. She has ran classrooms. She has done all kinds of teaching things through the county, and like, she's done all kinds of stuff. Okay, she has experience. But she's about to be a big grown up, and she's panicking like hard. And she's got a bunch of things she needs to do to take care of, to be an adult, and she is not. She is panicking. So when Mr. Cinnamon called and he's all, did you check the weather? And I was like, no. This is the 3rd round. And for me, because my hair's real short, this is plenty long enough. So I am going to cut it. My scissors. Where'd I put them? I have 800 pair of scissors. So he called and told us the weather, and he's all, I'm going to take her home tonight, you know. So we all went. Not we all. Me and Little Man and Mr. Cinnamon drove her home. And it's a hike. It's not a short drive. When we take her, we're gone 6 hours easily. And she always wants to go to Aldi to do her grocery shopping while she's got us there because we have a card. She does not. She don't even drive yet. And I'm just going around and kind of weaving the end in a little bit so that I don't have to actually weave it in. Now we have That's so funny. I've been thinking about my mom lately a lot, and not in a good way. Scrap yarn to the rescue. Where did I put my scissors? Didn't I put them back? So I'm going to take about, I don't know, that big a piece. And then I'm going to grab my needle. So we drove her home last night before the snow hit, because there's no time. I'm just weaving this in and out of the stitches. Just in and out. I'm going to do that all the way around the perimeter of the circle. Just when you pull, don't pull your yarn all the way through. You need it to stay out, because that's going to be our tie. And she was miserable. She was having anxiety the whole way. She kept snapping at us. And I'm like, baby, like, you need to calm yourself down, because we could very well get in an accident on the way home. And the last memory you have of being with us is you being a jerk. So you need to calm it down. And then she just got quiet. And I know her anxiety was raging, because I have been there and I know what that feels like. But also, like, it was a good trip. Let's not ruin your visit by being a jerk. All right, so this is what it looks like with the tie. Apparently I got to pull that end in. We're just going to pull it through to the other side, because it's a bun cover. It's not a big deal. There. Fuzzy bun cover. And this is my phone I'm recording on, so it's not as good quality as my other. There we go. And it's pink. Put that over your bun. Pull tight. And my mom used to make these, and they were lacy. And I hated them. And I walked to school by myself. So, I mean, I walked with my big sister. But for the most part, I walked to school by myself. And, or it was just the two of us. I would get around the corner, and she would put my hair in this big giant bun, because I had hair down past my butt. And she would wrap it, and it would be heavy, and it would be pulled too tight, and it would hurt. How's that look? There you go, new tutorial for you. And you can use any yarn you want to do for that. It did look really cute in my hair when I was a little girl, but I hated it because it was tight. So I would get around the corner and I would rip my hair out. Like, pull it down out of the braids. Because she would put it into two heavy braids too, and I hated that. Now, I like to look like the other girls at my school, so I liked micro braids. So, and what I really wanted was pony beads in my hair, because that's what the other little girls had. They would do this, and they would go ching ching. Like, I just wanted pony braids, pony beads. My mom didn't know how to do that. And it would already take her 2 hours to put micro braids into my hair. And they weren't really micro braids. They were just like, I would have 100 braids in my hair. She'd pull it in a ponytail and put like 100 braids. Because that's how I liked my hair to look. I wanted to look like the other girls in my school, not, you know. I didn't want to have a bun cover. Although now I'm like, I'm grateful for that, because my mom introduced me to crochet growing up. I wouldn't even know crochet existed if it wasn't for her. So, and my grandma. Anyway, we took her to college last night. Grabbed some garbage food while we were out there. Took her to Aldi. And I'm like, I can't carry any of your stuff. She brought her mattress home because she has a memory foam mattress we purchased her. And then took it back to college. I'm like, I'm not carrying anything heavy. I can't carry over 10 pounds. My chiropractor says don't lift more than 10 pounds. But I've been lifting Ponyo, so I got cocky, right? Like, if I can lift Ponyo, who is 20 pounds, I can help lift her backpack, is what I'm thinking. So I grab her backpack out of the back seat, and I grab her pillows, and I grabbed her new blanket that she bought herself from TJ Maxx. Thinking I'll be fine. When I lifted her backpack to put it on my back, I was like, holy crap, what is in this? It's like 50 pounds. I have no idea what's in her backpack. So I sling it on thinking my back will hold. My back did not hold. No, sirree, Bob. And she decides it's at this moment that she's going to keep us outside of her building because she has to go pee. But she didn't use the downstairs bathroom of her dorm. No, she had to go all the way up to her room to use her bathroom in her dorm room and leave us out in the cold. Mr. Cinnamon didn't have a coat on, and Little Man didn't have a coat on. And Little Man had on his new Hawaiian shirt from actual Hawaii because he's in love with it, and he looks like a little stud muffin in it. We're all freezing. It's all 30 degrees outside. She locked us out of the building. So I'm standing there. Where is she? What is taking her so long? I'm mad. What was she thinking? And my back is hurting. It's freezing outside. They don't have coats on. And I know they don't ever wear coats. No matter how many times I say put a coat on, neither one of those boys will put a coat on. So here comes this college boy carrying 2 pizzas. Now, nobody's supposed to be back in the dorms because school is not back in session yet. Here comes this young man carrying 2 pizzas. He's all, do you guys need access to the building? I was like, that would be fantastic. He holds the door for us like a gentleman. His mama raised him right, okay? We step into the lobby and Hermione comes around the corner with an attitude. How'd you get in the building? The guy holding pizzas let us in. What guy? I was like, he just went that way. And she's looking, she's like, there's nobody here. That was not entirely true. The baseball boys were there. So I'm assuming whoever let us in was a baseball boy. So it was not a fun night last night at all. And I think she felt bad because at midnight while I'm sleeping in bed, she's texting me. And I didn't hear it until 6 a.m. this morning when I checked my phone because I had to go to the bathroom. And she's all, I know you're already sleeping, but I love you. Good night. So I text her back at 6 a.m. I love you too. You're a pain in the butt, but I love you. So anyway. This week has been really, really busy. There's been a lot of running around errands, taking her specifically shopping. Yeah. That child runs me ragged. She's the worst person in the world to go shopping with. It was not fun. So I bought myself some Legos to make myself feel better. And as a reward for having to deal with her all day. God help me, I love her, but she is a difficult person. And she knows it. She knows she's difficult. She feels bad that she's difficult. She can't help that she's difficult, but she's difficult. So it's been a real busy week. And I'm so glad it's the weekend because the only thing I have planned to do today is I want to go to Hobby Lobby and buy some of this yarn right here. This stripe right here. Actually, I should probably show you the border because I did it more on the border. This whole, it's a Hobby Lobby yarn that I got from Scrap RVA, so the thrift store. And it's pink and gray. Actually, I might not go today because I don't think their sale starts today. And I don't want to pay $5 a ball. I would rather pay 30% off $5 a ball. But that's really the only thing I had planned is maybe go buy yarn from Hobby Lobby and buy a couple balls of this colorway because I liked it. It's pink and gray with a little bit of black. Now this black row is just black, but this section up here, there's 3 rows, is the colorway. It's called Surprise Stripe or something. This is the one and only thing I made this week. And I talked about this a little bit in Friday's video. I talked about it in a members video that I actually deleted and did not upload. Well, I uploaded it, but I deleted it. I decided not to air it because I was having feelings. And sometimes it feels good to vent, but like it doesn't need to be made public. Because it was a crazy week. So this is the one and only project I have made. I will show you in whole. And it did not start off with the intention of it being a blanket because like I said Friday, and you haven't watched Friday's video, I will recap. I have had creative block and I went a full 5 days without touching my crochet hook. Now for me, that is very unusual. It is rare because I do this 5 days a week. I crochet and work on projects 5 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week for content for the channel. So for me not to pick it up for 5 days, either I'm not going to have content for a video and that cuts into my paycheck a lot. Or I'm going to walk away and not want to pick it back up again because that's just how my brain works. Like, I'll find a new hyperfixation. I will do just that for years. I did it with photography. Like, when I discovered crochet, I put photography away and I very rarely pick up my camera. And I miss it sometimes, like a lot, because I love photography. But photography was a real bad hyperfixation for several years. I made a business out of that. I made pretty good money off of that. I made a really good, like, I had loyal clients and, like, it was fantastic. And then when I came here and I discovered crochet, I'm like, we're going to just put down the camera. And that's pretty much, crochet's been my life since. And I've been doing this, I think I've had the channel 7 years now, 8 years, something like that. I don't keep track of that. It's been a good long while that I've been doing this. And I don't know why I got on that subject. So like, putting down my crochet hooks is not an option. Like, that's my job. I got to pick it up. I didn't want to do anything that I started already. I have a blanket that's right next to me that is just staying there because I do not want to work on that blanket. I don't want to work on it. And it will work up fast. It's the anniversary cakes. It's the Luke stitch. It will work up fast. I cannot make myself pick up a crochet hook and work on that right now. Even right now. And with that, I got stuck in I don't know what to make. I don't know what to make next. What do I cast on? And I started running through all these things in my head. I can make another hat. No, I don't need another hat. I don't want to make another hat. Hats are easy. And then I started going, and I explained this in Friday's video. A way to get out of crochet block. It's like writer's block, but like, you just cannot think of what to do for crochet. A way to get out of that is to make something small and something simple that doesn't require a whole lot. Maybe learn a new stitch, something like that. And that's what I started with this. I pulled out scraps. Well, this is not a scrap, but this pink is from, where's my bag? That ain't it. It's over here. It is the yarn I picked up from Art Hive, which is a creative reuse store. I bought a bunch of these. There's more on the shelf behind this Premier Yarns box. And I was like, okay, that's a fun Valentine's color. So I pulled that out. And then I pulled out a scrap ball of black. Scrap ball of elephant gray. Scrap ball of white. I hate when your ends get all unwound like that. Okay. So I'm like, I am just going to learn a new heart granny square. Okay. So I found a pattern online. I will link it if I can re-find it. It was just a blog post. And I made the heart and I made the black part of the granny square. Now, this pattern, that's as far as it goes. It's the pink and it's a solid row of black around it. There was not granny stitch anywhere on it, so I added granny stitch to it and made it this big. And then I added the red granny around it. So it started off as a very small square. I'm stretching the stitches out so it doesn't. So I just made one. And then I decided to make another one because I really wanted to learn and memorize some of the stitches. Because there's a lot of different stitches in making the heart. There's treble, half double, double, single, slip stitch, chaining. Like, it's all in there. And so I made a second one. And I only made the pink and the black at first. And then came back and added the red. Oh, excuse me. So I just made the black and the pink, and then I came back later. I made a second one, and I'm like, let's add red around it, make the square a little bit bigger. So I added the red. I didn't like the red and the pink next to each other because at this point it looked like this, and it was a little too stark. And so I was like, okay, we need to add some white in there. So I kept making the granny square a little bit bigger. So I added a row of white, another row of pink, and then a row of gray, and made a really good sized granny square. And I made 3 of them. And when I got to the gray row, I used the join as you go method, which is easy. There are tutorials on how to do that on the internet. So I didn't have to sew anything together. My ends are still all popping out, and I'm not worried about that right now because I finished this in the car last night. And then I just kept going. I liked doing the square. There was no pressure behind the square. I didn't have to turn it into a blanket. I could have made it into a placemat. I could have made it into a mat. I could have done a million things with the one little granny square, the 3 granny squares that I made, 9 granny squares that looked exactly the same, the pink, the black, and the red. And I decided I didn't like the red and the black together side by side like this. So I went an entirely different route and made these 3 totally different. So I made red, white, and then pink. And I love these more. And then when I added them all together, I just really like the way it looks. So we have the red and the black on the top, the pink and the white in the middle, and then red and the black on the bottom. All of these were joined as you go method. This is a good size lap blanket or wheelchair blanket or toddler blanket. It's, I'm going to say like 4 feet. Apparently it's square. Let's say it's 4 by 4. It's definitely not 5 by 5. It might be 3.5 by 3.5, but somewhere around there. So I finished that. This is going to go on the back of my chair. And I'm going to be real honest. I'm probably not going to weave the ends in because it's my blanket and I just don't care. But I really like the way it turned out. I used most of the gray. I don't have enough to go around another round in the gray. I used most of the white. And now I have determined that I am out of... I have a couple more skeins of white yarn, but this is the last bit of black. And I thought I was out of black because this is the second black ball that I used. I used the first black ball in its entirety. And I'm in here searching for black yarn. I don't have any black yarn anywhere. I used a whole skein of this and a half a skein of this. So 1 plus a half of this. This was a big giant cake. That's what I have left. I used, this is a ball from the Dollar Tree for the pink. So I used most of that. And then this is what I have left from the stripe yarn from Hobby Lobby. So I used mostly scraps, with the exception of this one. But this still technically counts as a scrap because I bought it from a thrift store, so technically it's somebody else's scraps. Do I have a lot more scraps still? Yes, I do. Now I got these little bits to mess with, but I think this is really pretty. I like the way it turned out. And it started with me making a granny square that had no intentions of doing anything except picking up a crochet hook. That's the border. So I did gray. No, the gray was the last row. I did a row of black, 3 rows of the surprise stripe, and then 3 rows of white. I think it's pretty. I would have did more rows around the outside, but that would not have made it around another row. The black might, if I did like a single crochet row, but I don't want it bordered in black. That is my one and only finished object for the week. But it was definitely a good use for scrap balls. It was definitely, and now I'm thinking like I might make some more of these little bun covers, right? If my hair's going to be long, might as well cover it. I mean, that's ridiculous because you can't even see, like my hair just looks black right now because it's wet. Can't even see the color. I've like pretty much covered the purple. But still, like how cute would it be to have a little pink in here? I might make some more of those. You just make them in a circle. And you can make any circle you want. You can make a granny circle and it will still make the same, like as long as it's a circle. You can make it lacy. You can make it a solid circle. You can do V-stitches in the round, granny stitch in the round, shells in the round. As long as it's kind of round, even if it cups in a little bit, it's going to cup in anyway because you're putting it around your bun. You can make bun covers. Make furry ones like I did. I can't even see if you guys can see when I turn my head that way. Hopefully you can see because I can't see. I also have this, which would make a cute bun cover. And I have this in blue too, somewhere in this bucket. Maybe we'll make some bun covers. What do you guys say? Wow, I got really white. Wow. That was electric for a minute there. Because when I turn my head, my camera's trying to make sense of how dark this is. So it brings up the brightness. So, yeah. And because I'm recording this on Saturday, and I like I said, I don't really have any plans. This would be really cute for a bun cover too. Maybe I'm going to make bun covers. I'm going to use these scraps. I'm going to make some cute bun covers in different stitches. I really, really need lotion. I don't know if I have any in here. I think we went through this last time. Oh, yeah, it's in my drawer. Working hands. This weekend is going to be real chill. I don't have to do grocery shopping. Although, let me tell you of a recipe that you may love or hate. And I know that I said peanuts upset my stomach. However, I think I might just deal with a stomach ache, okay? When we lived in Michigan, there was... And some of you said use almond butter instead. So I might change it up and make it with almond butter. But this is a recipe if you can eat peanuts, all right? So I told the story that I went to a Mexican restaurant and they had a new kind of salsa that I'd never... They started a salsa bar. The restaurant is called, and it's in Fredericksburg. It used to just be El Patron. El Patron is my favorite. And they branched off, and it actually is real Mexican food, okay? Like, I'm going to say it's real Mexican food by the standards that my husband is Mexican and that I know what real Mexican food's supposed to taste like. Okay? Because I've had it straight from the source. And he's very, very picky with his Mexican food. And I'm very picky because, like, unless I know that it's gluten-free, I can't eat it. So there's a lot of things at El Patron that I steer clear of. Like, I can't eat a flour tortilla. So I can't eat burritos. I can't eat their enchiladas. I can't eat, like, there's a lot of things I can't eat. But I know I can eat a street taco. I can eat the carnitas. There's a lot of things I can't eat from there that doesn't make me sick. And also their rice and beans don't make me sick. We tried another restaurant and the food was really delicious, but I think the rice had gluten in it because sometimes they use bouillon and the bouillon has gluten in it for the rice. Because I got sick off of that place and I'm like, yeah, we're never going there again. Anyway, long story long, El Patron closed down a bunch of their locations and just made a grand El Patron. And it's in where the old Joe's Crab Shack used to be, right by I-95 by the freeway. If you know Fredericksburg, you know exactly where that's at. So, we went in and it's a really, like, they did a really good job. It reminds me of the theming of, like, Epcot, Mexico, or, like, you know, a destination. They, like, really thought about how they decorate it. It's really cool in there. I highly suggest you check it out if you're anywhere near Fredericksburg. The food is good. Our waiter, Marco, was fantastic. Anyway, they started a new thing when they opened the Grand El Patron. It's called, there's another, like, it's El Gran Patron something. You can just search El Patron, it'll show up. So, we go in there and we sit down and we eat, and Mr. Cinnamon always orders lengua tacos, which is beef tongue. He loves lengua tacos, right? And so, with the tacos, they bring a little salsa cart with all these little salsas on it. And we got a warning that, oh, they're spicy. Some of them are hot. And I noticed that they do that more with the people who have fair skin. But they don't know us. So, like, me specifically, like, Mr. Cinnamon is not real big on spice. I love heat. I like heat with flavor, though. I don't like just straight heat. It's got to taste good. One of their new salsas is, and I don't know the name of it. I can't. It's caca something. Cacalada. That's what it sounded like he said to me, okay? De Mexico. So it's peanut salsa, okay? And the first night, when we went to get dinner, it made me real sick. And my stomach hurt real bad. But the next day, they gave us one to take home. And I ate it on chicken tenders. But it was gluten-free chicken tenders. And it didn't make me as sick the second time. So I think maybe it was the combination of the food that made me sick. And I tasted it's breaded chicken tenders from the freezer department. They're gluten-free. I only really like the Real Foods brand because I've noticed like Tyson, I think it's Tyson, they make their chicken taste like celery, like real bad. I love celery. I don't want chicken that tastes like celery. That's disgusting. Real Foods sometimes is available at Costco. If you don't eat gluten-free, they're still really good chicken tenders, and they don't taste gluten-free, which is why I like them. Excuse me. So, I heated up my chicken tenders yesterday, and I pulled out that peanut salsa because I'm like, it's spicy, it's peanutty, like I can't go wrong with this, right? I was not wrong. It was delicious, but it reminded me of food I used to get in Michigan at a buffet in I think it was in Southgate. And we used to go to this buffet so much that they knew Juju. The sushi chef would come out and give Juju little treats because she was 4 years old going up to the sushi bar and getting raw fish, you know? And he adored her. The sushi chef loved her. And we went back 10 years later and he still recognized her and came out and was talking to her. And he's like, what's your favorite sushi? I'll make it for you. And like, I haven't seen you in a long time. Like, where you guys been? And we were like, we moved to Virginia. Like, we'd still be coming here if we didn't move to Virginia. This is all before I learned that I had a gluten allergy, that gluten made me violently sick. I was just sick all the time. I didn't know why. And I've been like that my entire life. So, anyway. They had something on the menu that me and my niece Hermione loved. It was called peanut chicken. And it was breaded chicken in a peanut sauce. And it was so good. And yes, peanuts make my stomach hurt, but a lot of foods make my stomach hurt. A lot. A lot. And I still eat cauliflower because cauliflower makes my stomach hurt. I cannot eat radishes anymore. I used to eat radishes. Like, I grew up on radishes. I would sit and just crunch on them with a little bit of salt on them, like raw radishes. Loved radishes growing up. And they always made my stomach hurt. But the older I got, like, the worse and more violent the stomach issues got with the radishes. And so now I don't even want to look at a radish. Don't put a radish on my taco. Don't put a radish on my salad because I will be sick. No. Do I miss radishes? Yes, I do. Can't eat them. Cannot. Anyway, so how did I get to radishes from where I was at? Peanut chicken. So while I'm eating my chicken dipped in this peanut salsa, it reminded me of the peanut chicken from Michigan, which I have literally not had in 8 years, I think. It's been a long time. It may have been 6 years. It might have been when my sister was pregnant with her oldest daughter. It might have been like 7 years, because I've been off gluten for 4 years now. It's been at least 4 years, but I'm gonna say probably closer to 5, 6, 7 years since I had peanut chicken. And when I dipped that, I was like, oh, this is like because it's real spicy version of the peanut chicken. And I'm like, okay, but if I take the chicken tenders that are already gluten-free from the freezer department and I coat them in my own peanut sauce, I can control how much peanuts are in there so you get the peanut flavor without actually making me sick. And I can also add in some sesame oil so that the peanut flavor is there, but so that it's not, because sesame oil can sometimes mimic peanut flavors. So if I put sesame oil and a little bit of peanut butter with some soy sauce and make a sauce, you thin it out with water, okay? Warm it up and thin it out with water. Coat the chicken in that and then throw it in the oven. I have peanut chicken and I can save some of the sauce to drizzle on top. You can add red pepper flakes if you like. You can add a little bit of garlic in there if you like. Num nums. So write that down. Chicken tenders, your favorite kind, whatever you get. You can make your own, but like you can just buy it. But I like the Real Foods because it's not like, it doesn't have that extra weird flavorings on there. So I can flavor it very easily. A little bit of peanut butter. I'm gonna say not even more than a tablespoon for like a serving. maybe a teaspoon of soy sauce, a good splash of sesame oil, garlic and red pepper if you wish, and water to thin it out a little bit. Coat your chicken, put it in the oven, save some sauce for drizzling. You can serve it with rice, you can serve it with broccoli, you can serve it with any vegetable really, because that sauce tastes really good on stir-fried vegetables. But if you don't want to stir-fry vegetables, you can get the little freezer bag and, pop it in the microwave. Easy peasy, rice and cheesy. No, just look at that. You have a tutorial and a recipe in this episode. You are so lucky. Look at you, you're lucky. You like my shirt? It's newish. I got it on clearance. The irony of it is, it says the Beatles in person. An American tour, 1964. I was born in 79. This is way before my time, but like John, Paul, George, and Ringo. I know about music, so my dad was really heavily into music, so I know all about the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper Lonely Heart Club, Yellow Submarine. Even before then, my dad was into Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club. That was his album. He had like a really cool sound. So him and my uncles, my mom's brothers, they were all into like the hi-fi. I don't even know what the heck. They would talk about some weird stuff, and they all had like matching radios, and it had like what is it called? The thing that increases it. I don't remember what it's called. Receiver. There was a receiver. They had like the multi-pieces. The receiver, the record player part that attached sat on top, and then there was the multi-speakers. It was like a silver color, and then it had a separate section that you sat in there that was for the tape deck, and it was like, this whole set was $80. Back then, that was a lot of money, I was like 2 or 3 years old. I remember this. It's crazy. I might have been 4 and 5, but I was a tiny little thing. And here's a funny story. Like, I always have loved music, so I would dance like a crazy person. Like, I was the little kid that didn't care where I was at. I was dancing. And I was dancing. I'm still that person. I don't care where I'm at. I'm dancing. I'm singing music that's in my head that nobody can hear, and I do it all the time. It's just, it's in there. I constantly have music playing. It's like, instead of elevator music, it's like, sometimes it's rap from like the 90s. Sometimes it's like, it's Fall Out Boy more than anything. Sometimes it's, the song that's been stuck in my head the most lately is Bohemian Rhapsody. I come downstairs every morning and I sing verbally out loud, Mama just killed a man. Every morning. And I'm driving myself crazy. This has been going on for months. This is the longest a song has been stuck in my head. And then throughout the day, someone will say a weird random statement, and it will spark a song, and it will turn into, I don't know, Britney Spears, or like weird random music that I have heard in passing. Music from before I was born will pop into my head from someone saying a weird random statement in their sentence, and then I start singing. Weird Jen trait. You would think I was a happy person all the time. This is not true. There's constantly music playing in there. There's music in there right now. Mama just killed a man. Because it's the morning. Put a gun against his head. Pull my trigger, now he's dead. To remind me, we're going to make bun things this week. That's going to be our goal. That's small, quick, easy projects that I just came up with this morning because I was thinking about my mom. That we're going to do. Do I have enough hair for all these bun things? No. Juju does. I might try to talk her into getting some in her hair. She hates wearing a bun too. She's got a lot of hair, so I'm going to have to make them really big for her head. Like this. Because she has the hair I used to have when I was little. Like, it's thick. That's why I have these big giant rubber bands that I showed you in the beginning. Because her hair is so thick. Now, if I let my hair grow and I stop dyeing it, my hair gets real thick. But, I get real bad headaches when my hair's heavy. Which, like, even right now, It's down to here. You saw it. It's heavy. It's heavy. I can't stand it. It like weighs on my neck. And by the way, the fan that I opened on Friday from Sandy, I used it last night already. I opened it and then I started using it. Matter of fact, I yelled for Lucas to come downstairs. He had both of my fans. I don't know where he found the other one at. Because he keeps trying to steal my second one. Because he's a jerk. He's like, you have two of them. I said, go put that one back. I'm like dying. I'm so hot. Because we just got back. We were doing things. My back is hurting because I screwed it up from lifting her stupid backpack. And I literally felt my hip pop out. Like I felt pop. And I immediately dropped the backpack. I was like, I'm done. Lucas, can you carry this backpack? It's half his weight, but can you carry this? Because I'm so done. And then at this point, the pillows are heavy. I'm like, what? Why are these pillows so heavy? Although I had a pillow and a blanket. And then she's already like, how'd you get in the building? I was like, why is your backpack so heavy? It hurt my back. She's all, well, why did you pick it up? Because I'm trying to be helpful. I want to get this crap done and go back home. Come on, child. So, she ain't a child. She's 21 and a half. Well, she's not quite and a half. She turned 21 in October. November, December, January. Yeah, she's only 21 and a third or a fourth. A fourth, third, fourth, a fourth. She's 21 and a quarter. 21 and a quarter. My math is like mathin' lately because I'm taking 5th grade over again. It's fantastic. I am passing algebra, y'all. I could not grasp the concepts. And I'm telling you, I do the curriculum with him. I see a lot of homeschool moms that are like, they're complaining because like, how do you keep track of your kids' work? Like, I forget to check up on their. I sit with him the whole time. Like, I'm his teacher. What was? Well, he's older, yeah. Let him do his independent studies, but he likes me shadowing him. That's an ADHD trait, shadowing. You know, he likes just having somebody there. I do the work with him. And I get mad if he goes too fast and skips ahead. I'm like, dude, I'm reading that. Like, I'm doing the work with him. I am taking 5th grade over again. I'm going to learn all the things I missed. Although his curriculum's way harder than mine was in 5th grade. Like, because 5th grade in the 80s was like totally different than what it is now. Totally different. So, I am passing algebra. I deserve a gold sticker. I left my stickers in another room. Oh. Calm down. I will eat soon. My stomach is screaming. It's like, rah, rah. My God. So, yeah. Cinnamon stitches. Oh, this would make a cute bun cover. Oh, I love my scrap yarn. And oh, by the way, this happens quite frequently, right? You guys know I have a lot of yarn. Once in a great blue moon, I will come in here and I will be out of black yarn, which is what happened with this blanket. I ran out of the first black ball. And I'm looking. I'm digging. I'm like, I thought I had a really big black ball, but I think I used it. I couldn't find it. And I'm like, am I out of black yarn? How do I not have any black yarn? This has happened. I have 18 shades of gray. How am I out of black? Because I kept stocking up. And I think I have black anti-pilling acrylic somewhere. Because I bought it with a purpose, but I don't know where it might be in the cubby that is behind a bunch of other crap. It very well could be back there. I can't, I didn't feel like digging in there and grabbing it. But I'm like, how am I out of black yarn? And I was like, do I really need to go to the store and buy black yarn just to finish this blanket? Because I was in the middle of one of the squares when I ran out. And I come back in here. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go through that scrap bin it's a laundry basket that I'm going to dig through. Because maybe I'll get lucky. Mr. Cinema's like, how are you out of black yarn? Because he knows. I am very particular when I purchase. I make sure that if I'm out of a specific color, I have it in stash. I would rather have it here than have to order it and wait to finish a project for 3-4 days. Or have to run out and go get some. I don't like doing that. I would rather have it in stash. You know, I run my own little business in here. I should have everything I need. I don't always. And so I'm just getting irritated. I'm like, I don't want to have to go to the store. It was late. It was dark out. I'm not going out in the dark. I don't like the dark. The dark is like, I'm the opposite of a vampire. Some people are like the sun, and I'm like, dark. The dark, I repel the dark. I don't like being outside in the dark. And so I'm digging through my laundry basket. I'm like, please, I just need a little bit of black. I come out of the, and I've said this to Mr. Cinnamon several times. I come out of my office and I go around the corner because he could see me from there. He's in the living room. And I was like, best yarn stash ever. I have curated all of the things that I need to not have to order, to not have to run out. I run out of yarn all the time. And I will sometimes substitute something else in if I run out. But when you're working with black, you run out of black, you need more black. So I need to buy some black. Either I need to go out to Hobby Lobby and I need to check when their sales start. Because I think their sale starts on Monday. I think it runs Monday to Saturday. And they were not on sale Thursday when I checked. So I'm thinking I might have to wait till Monday to go to Hobby Lobby. Or I could check, you know what? I'm just going to check the sale. I'm going to go to Joann's. Because Joann's has black. I know that they do. And their yarn's on sale. And I know that because I keep ordering it. So I'm going to go buy some black yarn. I want some more of that. I really like that colorway. But that might have to wait until next week. Because I really like the way it worked up. And I really want to knit with it. Because I want to see if it stripes in a knit hat. Which I know is stupid. I don't need another hat. But I just thought this would be so pretty in a hat. And I really, really like the pink and the gray together. So, and I've always liked pink and gray together. So, yeah. I just heard dog footsteps right there. I turned to look. There's nobody there. It must have been Oreo. I heard somebody come down the stairs. But usually when little man wakes up, he yells, "He!" I don't know why. I don't know why he does it. Sometimes he will wake up and if he thinks we're asleep, he will put on his headphones and turn on the TV. Which I totally appreciate. But generally when he wakes up, he goes, "He!" And he will keep doing it until his medicine kicks in. He's a fun kid, though. He is funny. Last night, this is another story. That's Oreo. She's tapping the door. She just wants the door open. It makes her mad when it's closed. Last night, we were driving home from dropping my niece at college, and we were coming over the mountain. And it was supposed to snow, so you think the weather was going to be real bad last night. The sky was magnificent. I mean, I could see, and when you're driving over the mountain, you're driving through Shenandoah National Park. And you literally pass through the borders of it. And so when you're up and over the mountain, and there are parts of Shenandoah National Park that are labeled as a dark park. So it is some of the darkest places in the country. So that you can night watch or star peep or whatever you want to call it. And so when we were coming over the mountain, I was getting really, really car sick because I can't see at night. I have really, really poor night vision. Like, really poor. And Mr. Cinnamon has really, really dark tint. And it's factory tint and it's legal tint. But you add night to the tint and I can't see out the window. And when you're going down the mountain road, which does a lot of turning back on itself, I can't look at anything except a street sign coming at me, and then I have to find another one coming at me, and then I have to, or I will throw up. I get severe car sickness. Now, I also get car sickness in certain movies. Like, it's the visualization that makes me dizzy and makes me feel sick. I can ride a roller coaster and be fine. But unless I can look at like the signs coming at me, or if I have to watch a movie by not actually looking at it and crocheting instead. The movie with Tom Hanks where he was shipjacked, like the pirates came and stole his ship. I don't remember the name of that movie. It was a really good movie. I got really, really sick and had to leave the room. And I looked at my dad, who also has the same kind of, well, I mean, he's not alive anymore, but he had the same kind of sickness that the visualization messes with him. But he also had to have his, there's crystals in your inner ear, and his crystals kept popping out, like getting out of the channel that they're supposed to be in. So they had to surgically go in because he had vertigo so bad for years. They had to surgically go in and close off those channels to keep the crystals inside his ears because his equilibrium was constantly, like, it was real bad. And they kept resetting his crystals and they would just come back out again. And so, him and I had the same kind of vertigo. Like, I've had vertigo a lot in my life. I've had to be on medication for it. Like, vertigo is a real thing. And, I was actually at his house and I was watching that Tom Hanks movie with him, and I looked and I was like, is this movie making you sick? He said, yeah, a little bit. I was like, I need to leave the room. And so I left the room, so I couldn't see the TV at all, but I stared at the floor and listened to it. And his wife, which was his girlfriend at the time, she was like looking at me like I was crazy. She knows my dad has the same problem. She's like, what is wrong with you? Michelle, why aren't you in here watching the movie? I was like, I'm gonna throw up. And she's all, why? I was like, the movie's making me sick. And she looks over him. She's all, Woody, is it making you sick too? Yes, my dad's name was Woody. My dad's name was Woody, okay? His name was Woodrow Wilson. Yeah. Him and his brothers got named by their grandma. And a couple of them, like my Uncle Frank is Franklin Delano. Yep. She was a unique one. Which is funny because my dad was the least political person in the world. Like, he believed what he believed, but he didn't want to talk about it. It was not discussed. He didn't care. He barely voted. Like, and the fact that he was named after a president, it's funny. It's just funny. Oh, if you're outside of America, Woodrow Wilson was a president here in the United States, as was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. My Uncle Hank was Henry, I think it was Henry Etzel, after Henry Etzel Ford. I don't know why they named them after people. Like, it's weird. I don't know. Maybe they thought that it would help them to grow up and be influential people, and none of them were. I have 2 more uncles, but I don't remember. I don't think I know their names. I mean, I know their first name. I don't think they all left Michigan. Every last one of them left Michigan, except one uncle. It was my dad and my one of his brothers stayed in Michigan. The rest left. But yeah. Hey, funny. Alright, guys, I think that's it for today. I'm looking at this yarn. I really think I'm going to go make some little hair bun things. Since I don't have a lot to do this weekend, I'm just going to play with my yarn. I'm going to make some hair bun things. I'm going to make Juju put her hair in a bun, and she's going to get mad at me. It's going to be fine. We're gonna have fun. I'm going to take pictures of the back of her head, probably. Maybe we'll write a pattern for a fun button cover. Maybe not. I don't know. We're just going to make some buns. Yeah. I'm going to make a bunch of them. They can also be coasters. I mean, you just make it in a circle. It could be a coaster. It could be a bun cover. Doesn't matter. It's one of them double feature. Is it a coaster? Is it a bun cover? You make it big enough, it could be a placemat, like a round placemat. Right? Alright. So with that, I'm going to let you go. Or if you make it real big, you could put it over, like, if you have like a Jeep and you have a wheel on the back of your car, you can make it real big and just wrap it around and put it on your wheel. I've seen that several places across the whole country where they crochet a cover on the back of their Jeep tire. I'm trying to think of what other car has the Jeep tire or the tire on the back. It's all like SUVs. Hummers. Do Land Rovers or Range Rovers have the wheel on the back? I have no idea. But you can make a wheel cover, and it's all just working in the round. Just make a big circle. In your favorite color. Color to match your car. Whatever. It's a way to personalize your car. Juju asked me before we got her new car. This is really funny. She asked me before we got her new car if I would make her new headrest covers because the ones that were in her old car were faded, because there's a tutorial on the channel for that. And I was like, yeah, sure. And then her new car has really weird shaped headrests. So the headrest is flat where your head goes right here, but like the back of it is shaped like this. And then, so this is the shape of the headrest. And then there's like this weird plastic thing that comes up like this behind the headrest, almost like a baby seat or a high chair or something. Like, that's what it reminds me of. It's like a high chair. It's really weird. So I'm like, I don't think I can make headrest covers for that. I don't think. I mean, I probably could, but I don't know how you would fasten it onto something shaped like this. I don't know, because there's not a place to like tie it on or anything like that. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. I do apologize that I'm recording on my phone again, but I still haven't charged my batteries, and that's fine. Maybe I will remember to do that today. I have 6 of them sitting here on my desk, just dead as could be. And that means you're not gonna have an intro or an outro on this video either. But that's okay. We don't always need an intro and an outro, right? I'm gonna go have breakfast. I don't know what I'm gonna eat, but I'm gonna go eat something because my stomach is screaming at me. And I will see you guys tomorrow, probably with yarn porn, because according to FedEx, I have at least 1 Joann's package coming today. And I'm gonna do 2 Joann hauls because I ordered 2 orders. So when those come in, it's gonna be 2 separate videos. And we're gonna talk. Some of you said that if I turn off location in the Joann's app, it will show me the other yarns, like the menagerie. So I ordered the menagerie because one of you said it was really, really soft. So I ordered the menagerie. We're going to do another swatch and sample with that, but it's going to be in the haul video. So I'm going to show you, we're going to unbox, and then I'm going to do samples of whatever the menagerie. I don't remember what else I ordered. There was a cotton one that I ordered too. And the cotton one reminded me of a Premier Yarns. I was like, what is happening? Now, I was also thinking, because when AC Moore went out of business, now if Joann's goes out of business, I was thinking when AC Moore went out of business, Premier Yarns took a huge hit because that was their main store that they were selling out of. And I was thinking, if Joann's goes out of business, how is that going to affect Lion Brand? Because Lion Brand is very big in the Joann store. And I was like, Lion Brand is going to take a hit if Joann's goes out of business. So not only are we going to be losing Joann's, but Lion Brand is going to be affected. And we don't know if Lion Brand is going to make it through that. Like, are they going to be okay? Like, are they prepared to lose Joann's as their main store? Because I can't think of another store that carries that much Lion Brand. I find a little bit of Lion Brand at Walmart. There's even less of it at Hobby Lobby. And then Michael's is all about Yarnspirations. So I don't even know if they have Lion Brand at my Michael's, because I don't recall seeing it. There's been a little bit of Premier Yarns at Michael's, but it's very much geared towards Yarnspirations. So I'm wondering how that's going to affect Lion Brand, which I am affiliated with Lion Brand too. I don't use Lion Brand nearly as much as I use Premier Yarns, but Lion Brand has really good yarn, and so I'm like, this whole thing scares me, because I'm sure Lion Brand will still do their online sales, because they do pretty good with online sales, as far as I know. But to lose Joann's it's gonna hit the whole yarn thing. Like, it's gonna affect us. It's gonna roll through our yarn companies, and that's just sad. I really hope Joann's survives this. Like, I'm really upset about that, which is why I panic ordered. And I just feel bad, because I know the manager at my local store, and she's a really nice lady. And I feel bad, like, if they go out of business, like, they lose their job, and we lose a really good, like, well, sometimes it's a really good yarn store. Joann's is, like, all over the place. Like, it'll be really good, and then it'll be really crappy. Then it'll be really good, and then it'll be really crappy. And they need to fix the app. Like, there's things that they need to fix that would turn things around for them. And I'm like, not enough, though. I don't think it's going to be nearly enough by March, which is really sad. I hope somebody buys them out and makes it even better. Because Joann's was doing things and they had plans, and like I was really excited about what was supposed to become with Joann's. If they go out of business, it's just sad. So with that, I'm going to shut up this time. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully with the Joann's order that's supposed to come today. Bye, guys.